This is Sahar Ramadan's CV, and
Okay.
she's done a lot of different things, it looks like.
Yeah, I'm seeing that already.
Yeah, so just to give you a little preview, we're talking about like a computer science teacher
Wow. Okay.
who later becomes like a leader in a sports academy. So
That's a big jump.
yeah, so we're gonna kind of trace that path and see like what we can learn from her journey.
Awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So let's just dive right in.
Let's do it.
So right off the bat, I noticed like her education section is interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so she starts with like a really strong technical background,
Yeah.
bachelor's and postgraduate studies in computer science.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so you think, okay, this is someone who's really into tech,
Mm-hmm.
but then there's this like little twist.
Oh, what's that?
A higher diploma in kindergarten qualifications.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
So that's like a curveball, right?
Yeah. What do you think that means?
I don't know, like maybe she realized like, hey, I love tech, but I also love like working with kids.
Yeah. Or maybe she just wanted to keep her options open.
Yeah, true. You never know, right?
Right.
But it definitely makes you curious to see where she goes from there.
It does, for sure.
So moving on to like her actual work experience.
Okay.
So first up, we see her as a computer science teacher.
Okay. So she went that route.
Yeah. And it looks like she taught at several different schools in Saudi Arabia.
Gotcha.
And her CV mentions like developing curriculum, working with students with diverse learning needs, and handling parent engagement.
Wow. So she was doing a lot.
Yeah, like teaching is no joke, right?
No, it's definitely not for everyone.
And she was doing all this right out of the gate.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, think about it like developing curriculum that's like designing engaging lesson plans, right?
And tailoring the material for different learning styles.
Exactly. And then on top of that, she's managing relationships with parents.
Yeah, that's a whole other skill set.
For sure.
So she was getting a lot of experience early on.
Totally. Yeah. And it seems like those early experiences really shaped her career.
How so?
Well, because the next thing we see is a total shift.
Really?
Yeah. So she becomes an art and activities manager
Oh, okay. That is different.
right at the Arab Culture Club in Sharjah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So now we're talking about event planning, collaborating with artists, engaging with a whole new community.
Yeah, what a change of pace.
Right. And it makes you wonder, like, what sparked that move?
It does, right? Like, was she just looking for something different?
Or maybe she saw a way to use her skills in a new way.
Yeah, maybe she was always interested in art and culture.
Yeah. And I mean, think about it, like her teaching experience probably gave her some really valuable skills.
Oh, totally. Like communication organization.
Exactly. Like that. Those are transferable to so many different fields.
For sure. And I bet the parent engagement stuff came in handy too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Dealing with all sorts of different people.
Right.
So yeah, it's like she took those skills and kind of applied them to this new, exciting role.
That's really cool.
And then gets the next thing on her CV is Arabic and Islamic teacher.
Oh, wow. So she went back to education.
Yeah, but in a different way, right?
Yeah, a very specific niche.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it makes me think like she's someone who's really drawn to like cultural and religious education.
Yeah, and comfortable working in different cultural contexts too.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So she's got this like adaptability that's really impressive.
For sure.
And then comes like the biggest surprise.
Okay, I'm on the edge of my seat.
So she becomes a managing partner at Wheales Sport Academy.
Wait, hold on. From teaching to running a sports academy.
Yeah, like how did that even happen, right?
That's a big leap.
Right. But when you look closer, it actually kind of makes sense.
Really? How so?
Well, think about what it takes to manage a sports academy.
Okay.
You got to develop programs just like curriculum development.
Oh, yeah, good point.
You got to handle operations, marketing, all that stuff.
Right.
And those are skills she probably honed through event planning and community engagement.
Yeah, I see the connection now.
And of course, let's not forget the leadership and communication skills she developed as a teacher.
Yeah, she was basically training for this all along.
Right. It's like all these seemingly random experiences were actually building up to this.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. And it just goes to show you, like, you never know where your path might lead you.
Totally.
And now she's looking for a role in activities coordination or HR.
Which makes perfect sense.
Right. Like it all ties together.
It really does.
So what do you think? Like, what's the biggest takeaway here?
I mean, for me, it's like the power of adaptability.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sahar was willing to try new things, step outside her comfort zone.
Yeah. And those experiences ultimately led her to something really fulfilling.
Exactly. And she never stopped learning and growing along the way.
Right. And I think that's a really inspiring message for anyone listening, you know?
Totally. Like, don't be afraid to explore different paths.
Yeah. You never know what you might discover.
Exactly. And I think it's also a good reminder that, like, transferable skills are so valuable.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, those are the things that can take you from one field to another.
Exactly.
So, yeah, Sahar's story is like a masterclass in career navigation.
I love that.
So before we wrap up, I have one question for you.
Okay, shoot.
If you could ask Sahar just one question about her journey, what would it be?
That's a good one.
Yeah, right?
I think I'd ask her what advice she would give to someone just starting out in their career.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, like what's the one thing she wishes she knew back then?
Yeah, that's something I'd love to know too.
Me too.
I think that's a great place to leave it.
Yeah, I think so too.
So thanks for joining me on this little deep dive into Sahar's CV.
This was awesome.
Yeah, it was really fun, and I think we learned a lot.
I definitely did.
So to everyone listening, remember, careers aren't always linear.
Right?
They can be winding, surprising, and ultimately incredibly rewarding.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So embrace the unexpected turns.
And you never know where you might end up.
Exactly. All right, that's it for today.
Awesome.
Until next time.
See ya. Bye. Host speaker.